Hello everybody! Today we're going to deal with reading, pre, while and after reading exercises. Now, the title of the task you're going to read is Ice Road Truckers. What do you think they are? Remember that the title and subtitles are very important so that you can have an idea of what all the text will be about. During the text, you're going to deal with the following words. Read them and try to guess what they mean. Harsh, marshes, shatter, sink, convoy, faint-hearted, keep your cool under pressure, vast, and wear out. Remember that it's not always necessary to know the meaning of each of them. When it is important for the task, the author or the text will somehow explain that within the text. Now, let's read the task together and see whether you have anything you do not understand or not. Now, in 1991, diamonds were discovered in the northern territories of Canada in one of the harshest environments on the planet. Mining soon began, but to supply the diamond mines with built-in materials, machinery, explosive, fuels and food, hundreds of huge container trucks were required to regularly make the journey north. Unfortunately, that was not as simple as it may sound. The transportation of goods across the northern regions is only possible by land during a few months of the year when lakes and marshes freeze over to form ice roadways. The job of delivering this good is one of the toughest and most dangerous in the world. Ice road truckers drive 70 to 80-ton trucks full of materials and supplies across the northern regions to their destination in extremely risky conditions. They need to wait until the winter ice is strong enough to be able to use the roads. If the ice is too weak, it will shatter when a heavy truck drives over, and the driver may only have a few seconds to jump out before the vehicle sinks beneath the ice. And even if they do escape the sinking truck, the shock of the frozen water or the frigid air could cause a fatal heart attack. For this reason, the ice must be at least a meter thick, so it is carefully monitored and no truck is allowed to go across the road on its own. Convoys of trucks are organized and each driver must maintain a steady speed and space between the trucks ahead of and behind them. Careful planning is required to ensure that every truck gets to its destination without causing cracks in the ice that put other truckers in danger. Being an ice road trucker isn't a job for the faint-hearted or inexperienced. It takes a careful and skilled driver with nerves of steel to drive on the ice of roads in the northern regions. A driver needs to keep his cool under pressure and follow very specific and strict rules, including maintain speed limits while driving across a vast desert of ice in freezing temperatures. Moreover, the landscape is wide and monotonous and can wear out the driver, although the dangers of the route tend to keep most drivers alert. The work pace is tough too, as the roads are only usable for 3 months, and most drivers make their entire year's salary driving almost non-stop for that short period. Many drivers don't have what it takes to fulfill the task and turn around at the first sound of the ice cracking. Some of those who do make it to their destination quit due to stress. Now, in this part, you have the question according sometimes to the paragraphs. Let's read them together, and while reading, try to guess the correct answer. So, the first question, in the first paragraph, the writer describes the scenery in the Northern Territories, explains how diamonds are mined, gives the background to a dangerous job, or expresses his admiration for ice road truckers. In the second one, in line 11, what does it refer to? Be careful with such questions. It, they, or other pronouns are often found in the text, And in order to find what or who they refer to, you have to look at the former sentence. Now, in line 11, does it refer to the eyes, the supplies, the truck, or the driver? Question 3. To prevent accidents. The trucks stick close together, the trucks drive quickly over the cracks, the ice has to be more than a specific depth, or the drivers travel on their own. The fourth question, what effect does the landscape have on the drivers? It keeps them calm, it makes them observant, it tires them, or it pushes them to their limits. And the final question, according to the text, which adjective best describes a good ice trucker? Adventurous, fearless, stressed, or nervous? Do you have an idea of the right answers for the question? To confirm, and before we confirm them, I want you to suggest some reading tips. The first one, try to answer multiple choice question by looking at the question and going back immediately to the text to find out what it says about the question. When you have decided what the text says, you can look at the answer options to discover which one fits what you have already decided is the answer. The second one, when answering multiple choice questions, don't be tricked by words in the answer options that are the same as words in the text. Such options are usually there to confuse you. Please remember that the words may be the same, but the options do not actually answer the question. Let's confirm the answers you gave. The answer for the first one, so in the first paragraph, the writer gives the background to a dangerous job. The second one, in line 11, the word it refers to the ice. The third question, to prevent accidents, the ice has to be more than a specific depth. The fourth one, what effect does the landscape have on the drivers? And it tires them. And in the last one, according to the text, which adjective best describes a good road trucker? Actually, they're fearless. Now, let's deal with some after-reading exercises so that you have a better idea of what the text was about and analyze it. Now, you should find a word or phrase in the text which means an area of soft land. Try to remember any word about that. To break suddenly into a lot of pieces. Extremely cold. Group of big vehicles traveling together, often with other vehicles, providing protection of them. Not brave or enthusiastic. The ability to control your fear and remain calm even if extremely dangerous or difficult situations. And the last, to make someone feel very tired. Did you remember any of them? Here are the answers to the questions. The first one is marsh. The second is shatter. Then it's frigid. Then it's convoy. Faint-hearted. To keep your cool under pressure. And the last one, to wear out. Now, there are many questions which have to deal with your comprehension. In order to understand how better you understood the text, try to answer the following question. What difficulty did the miners have to go through in order to exploit the mine of the diamonds? Why is it important for the ice to be carefully monitored? And lastly, what skills should an ice road trucker have to successfully complete his mission? Here are the answers in case you had any difficulty with them. The answer for the first one, about the difficulties of the miners, is making the journey to the northern regions to transport goods is only possible by land during a few months when everything freezes over to form the icy roadways. Why was it important for the ice to be carefully monitored? The ice must be at least a meter thick, and no truck is allowed to go across the road on its own, so it has to be very carefully monitored. And the last one, the skills that an ice road trucker should have, he has to be experienced, stay calm and relaxed, and stay alert all the way through. This was all we had prepared for today. Thanks a lot for your attention.